How are we doing, guys? Moose here, episode 72 of our West Ham United career mode, and it's the final episode of the transfer window. Huge episode here, obviously. Not a ton of funds to work with, but we're going to try to make one final deal. We'll see if it does work out. We see Nkulu picked up a knock in the last game, so that's key that we did bring in Jonathan Tah because we're kind of losing center backs left and right and center here. We get a huge email back from Aaron Cresswell that says he doesn't want to sign his contract extension. He wants to let his contract expire and then move on. The only positive is his contract has 3 years and 11 months left on it. So he's basically on the back half of a 4-year deal, or the front half of a 4-year deal, which means as long as we don't have to lose him on transfer deadline day, because this game here against Everton is the day before transfer deadline day, as long as we don't lose him before this deadline, he'll probably do one of the old turnarounds kind of thing before the next transfer window where he says, I changed my mind about leaving, I'm going to sign that contract extension. So we're not going to worry about that too much. Aaron, you're kind of being a pain in my behind, but it's something we'll have a sit down with the lad. We'll tell him what we're feeling. We're saying, Aaron, you're in the Champions League now. You don't need to angle for a move to a bigger club. You're a starter here. We're in the Champions League. We're looking to win a Premier League sometime in the near future, if not this season, next season, or season after that. We're definitely within a shout for that. So I don't want to be hearing any complaining. We offered you, I think, a pretty fair, competitive deal price-wise. So definitely something we're going to have to convince Aaron to stay with. But this is a huge game for us. We see a lot of debuts. We have Rafa making his debut. You can see just making an absolute mincemeat of Leighton Baines on the wing, and he is so pacey. He's so good. I'll tell you what, playing with him this game, he was sensational. Lovely 1-2 with Mark Noble here. Creates another opportunity. Rafa with a fake shot. Beats Leighton Baines again. He just made an absolute mug of Leighton Baines the entire day. But Tim Howard, you're going to watch this and go, Tim Howard is in God mode. It was absolutely sickening. He looked like the Tim Howard from the USA-Belgium game all over again. But we played kind of a half-and-half lineup. It was based on fitness, based on that we're in the cup. So we actually saw debuts for our right back, Pratley, our youngster from the youth squad. We saw Barber, who actually, if you noted before, that he came in with a shout and said, hey, Coach, I'm hoping to play today if you're rotating the squad. So we gave him his debut at home. We have Tah making his debut as well in the back line. We see Obita coming in. Tommy Thomas comes back into the lineup for the first time since that debacle against Crystal Palace. Rafa, of course, makes his debut, but he's going to be a first-teamer most likely. We see Grenier plays, Wickham plays, Noble plays. So we do still have some quality players in the team. So it's a mix of young guys getting debuts and some more experienced heads in the team. Thiago also playing as well, of course, our Sky Future star from Portugal that we signed up in Season 1, playing again here. And he's a guy that I think he had the potential glitch because his original potential was like 86 to 92. But his potential now says, I think, showing great potential maybe or something of that nature, and he hasn't really progressed at all. He's stuck at 71 overall, so I want to see a little bit of progression from him, maybe give him a little bit of time. I put him on the loan list, but he wasn't able to go out and gain any time, and we have just seen some Tim Howard absolutely marvelous saves. You saw the double save he had on Wickham just a moment ago at the end of the first half. He stops Rafa after he's clean throwing a beautiful ball. Barber now plays a pass out wide to Rafa, trying to create a chance in the 52nd minute. He does find Grenier, and we do break the deadlock in the 52nd minute. Clement Grenier, the former Lyon man, the French attacking midfielder, breaks his duck, scores his first goal for the club, and it's a lovely finish. I'll tell you what, it's created by Rafa. Barber helped in on the build-up. Does make a nice run, does Grenier, to beat his man, and it's a slam dunk of a finish. I'll tell you what, he hits it with so much ferocity. Nothing Tim Howard's going to be able to do there. It goes right to his favorite right foot, and he just hits it with an absolute laser beam into the, well, I wouldn't call it the top left corner, but into the to the left side of the net, beating Tim Howard, no chance, absolutely. And I'll tell you what, we played really, really well against an Everton side that had a lot of their top players. Barkley was still in here. Lukaku actually came on as a substitute. He didn't start the game. They had Baines in the lineup, Jagielka, McCarthy. All of their good players did feature here, and it was something that we did have to contend with. You can see Lukaku and McCarthy playing a nice setup. Ross Barkley, of course, the England man, ball into Lukaku, but what a block that was by Jonathan Tah to get the ball away and prevent it from making any moves on Thomas's goal. But then Mark Noble, our captain, our vice-captain, I guess theoretically, but our captain because Kevin Nolan's not in the lineup, does give away a penalty. Disappointing there. He just got a little overzealous on his challenge. It's a stonewall penalty. I don't have any complaints about it. And Leighton Baines steps up. Little stutter step. Tom Thomas goes the wrong way. And it's in the back of the net. 1-1, and it's unfair. You can tell that was only about probably the fourth shot I'd say that Everton had, and we've had 10 plus thus far in the game. Grenier plays Rafa through with another ball, and that's where Rafa was so dangerous. What a save by Tim Howard again, you have to say, on Grenier's header. But Rafa's so dangerous in making those runs in behind and absolutely making mincemeat of between where the fullback and the center back basically sit when Rafa comes in off that right wing. He was making lovely runs here. Connor Wickham, look at the skill he has there. He nutmegs Alcaraz, plays a pass out wide to Rafa, getting behind his defender again, and Tim Howard, unbelievable. He makes one save, and then Baines clears it off the line. How we didn't win the game there in the 90th minute is just absurd. What a goal line clearance from Leighton Baines. Unbelievable block. Another chance as Rafa plays Wickham in, and it's another great save by Tim Howard. Forces us into extra time. We just keep creating chances. Barber then with the ball into Rafa, who's just been an absolute danger man, out wide to Pratley. The thing with him playing right back, I'm still looking at potentially bringing in a right back because Pratley doesn't have a ton of pace. I think his sprint speed's like 60, as Barber gives us the goal that would hopefully seal our progression here in the Capital One Cup. What a finish that was from Barber. I got a little distracted talking about Pratley when he got on the ball because he hasn't been in a ton of highlights. But Scott Barber, the youngsters, came to me in the dressing room and said, "Coach, look, I want to be in the lineup. I want to show what I can do." He's a guy that he has the potential to be special tag, meaning he could go up into the 90s if we have him long enough. He's already, I think, 73 overall as a 17-year-old or 18-year-old. He just turned 18. So he is looking absolutely special, and he does score a lovely goal there. Plays a long ball here on a clearance that allows Wickham to get in behind Alcaraz. He goes around Tim Howard, gets the ball in, and what a save. It's God mode. Tim Howard, he is in absolute sublime form. What a save that was. Then Barber doing all he can, draws a foul from Ed McGeady, and he is sent off for a second yellow card. Great bit of play by Barber. Nice little scoop turn to dip around McGeady and lay it off to Wickham, who played a lovely back pass that got ruled away because of the infringement and the foul. Grenier on the free kick. Good save by Howard. But back to what I was saying about Pratley. He doesn't have a ton of pace, and I do like my fullbacks to get forward with pace and what have you. Rodriguez, it should have been a penalty. You all see it. That had to have been a penalty. I can't believe it. Wickham fouled. Should have been another penalty. Couldn't make it 3-1 there. But like I said, Pratley just doesn't have the pace. So I thought, he probably suits better to center back because he has great marking, good aggression, good tackling attributes, and he's pretty tall. So he could be a center back as well, which is why I wanted to look for a more natural right back as someone to back up Carl Jenkinson, which you'll see as we go into transfer deadline day what I was thinking of. But Obita with a great strike from range, hits it off the post. We still can't beat Tim Howard no matter how many shots we have. Rafa, another bit of skill to beat Baines with a lovely fake shot. Then a reverse step over to get past the defender, and what a block at the end that was by Ledson. Howard able to be calm, cool, and collect. Barber ranging forward with another great chance. Plays down again behind the defense. Stuart Downing, who came on as a sub for Grenier, has to score here, and he hits the post. Of course he does. Of course he hits the post. We don't score. But thankfully for us, our domination did not go for nothing as we come away with advancement in the Capital One Cup. We had to play 30 more minutes than we would have liked, especially for the way we dominated the game. Tim Howard take a bow, son, I have to say, in spite of our victory. He was unbelievable. Everton shouldn't have been in the game. They only scored on a penalty. Thomas did have a few great saves, 4 shots on target, but we had 29 shots, 20 on target. That's just sickening. It's sickening how well we played. I'll tell you what, some of those youth boys are definitely putting themselves within a shout of future games. Of course, my man of the match actually was a youth man. Scott Barber came in, was unbelievable for me. So it was our Hammers man of the match. I'll say Tim Howard has to be man of the match for sure. But Barber gets the 3 points. Rafa on his debut was sensational, gets 2 points. And 1 point would be Marky Noble, who did dominate the center of the park alongside Barber. We do get a little bit of a disappointing effort for Ta in that he picks up an injury. He played through it like an absolute stallion, but he did pick up a knock and will be out for about 3 weeks. And like I said, I was focusing on a right back that could come in and be a backup, and it's actually a former West Ham boy. Could we be bringing him home? Glenn Johnson, who came up through the West Ham Academy, only played about a season for West Ham, half a season almost if you account for the loan he had, before moving to Chelsea on like an £8 million deal way back in, I think it was 2004. So could we be bringing him back from Liverpool? He's developed into a backup for Liverpool, and I think he would just be great depth if we can bring him in. Obviously, he's a little bit older, but I'd love to have him for depth. I tried to buy him. They said no. Tried to loan him. They said no again. So it doesn't look like we'll be able to get Glenn Johnson in, unfortunately. And that would be all we'd be able to do on deadline day. But there will be some huge moves I'm going to go over. You can see Craig Croft and Tom Davies, right winger and left back respectively, look like absolute talismans for his career. I want to keep them in the academy for at least another year because I think Croft, if he comes out of the academy next year, will be almost 80 overall as a 17 or 18-year-old, which would be unreal. So hopefully we'll be able to see him in season 4. But I wanted to do a transfer roundup because a lot of times you see in career modes that, you know, you'll play a Chelsea and they'll have brought in Cavani or they'll brought in somebody and you'll just go, oh, I didn't know Cavani was there. This will at least give you a little background as to where players are moving around, just to keep you engrossed in the career mode, give you a feel that's a real world as opposed to we're just following around West Ham, but it'll give you an idea of what's going on. You can see Cavani has moved from PSG to City for $41.5 million. That was the big deal. While Ozil went to PSG from Arsenal for $31 million. Higuain goes to Chelsea in a massive deal. Giuseppe Rossi moves to Roma as they try to get back to the Champions League. Bojan actually goes back to Barcelona. They saw how well he was doing at Stoke and bought him back. Jovetic also went to Barcelona in a similar deal from Man City, so they lose Jovetic but bring Cavani. Of course, Leno and Rafa come to West Ham. Thorgan Hazard, who was a thorn in our side for Chelsea last year, does move to PSG as well, so they brought in some attacking midfielders in exchange for a striker. And Mignolet actually moves from Liverpool, who were terrible last year, to Inter Milan. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of the episode, how you thought our transfer dealings went, and what you can expect going forward in the career mode. So hope you have enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye-bye.